Hey hamsters, do you know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? Any guesses? Today we get to play detective and find out for ourselves. I mean, who doesn't love a good mystery, And this is the best mystery in the world of crypto. So, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? The person or a group of people who created Bitcoin, the world's first cryptocurrency? The truth is that even 16 years later, there hasn't been any official or public evidence of who this person is. But there have been theories, some better than others. Now, before we dive into who's who, before the speculation begins, here's why so many people want to be Nakamoto. While Nakamoto wasn't the first person to conceptualize the idea of a cryptocurrency, he did solve the problem of how to make it work. He solved an issue of double spending with the introduction of peer-to-peer distributed timestamp server, which would allow digital currencies to be used on a larger scale. These findings were then published in a white paper in 2008 that effectively introduced the cryptocurrency to the world. As you can see, signed Satoshi Nakamoto with little more detail than that. On January 3rd, 2009, Satoshi then went on to mine the first block, aka the Genesis block. Fast forward a bit more to January 12th, 2009, and the first Bitcoin transaction took place between the same Satoshi Nakamoto and Hal Finney for 10 Bitcoins. From then until 2010, Satoshi continued to work on the Bitcoin software, with his last public message being used on December 12th. At this time, Nakamoto said there is more work to do on denial of service, DOS. However, private messages continued with Mike Hearn, one of the developers of Bitcoin, sharing the email he received from Nakamoto on April 23, 2011, titled "Holding Coins in an Unspendable State for a Rolling Time Window." At this time, he inquired about the possibility of Nakamoto's return to the Bitcoin community. The second to last confirmed message, issued in April 2011, Nakamoto claimed to have moved on to other things. The final email stating, "I wish you wouldn't keep talking about me as a mysterious, shadowy figure." Then, in a miraculous turn of events in 2011, Satoshi Nakamoto disappeared. And what was left? A personal stash of an estimated 1 million Bitcoins, valued at about $73 billion US at its peak, that hasn't been touched since.
Here comes the money!
Here we go!
At today's price, this would make Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever they are, one of the top 15 wealthiest people on the planet! Wow! With a lot of money, and of course the clout of creating the world's largest cryptocurrency on the line. The mystery began and continues. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Although not conclusive in the slightest, the first speculation was Sergei Nazarov, who both registered the domain smartcontract.com just before Bitcoin's white paper was published. Interesting. And has, get this, the exact same initials as suggested by Satoshi for vanity Bitcoin addresses. There was also this finding that the first version of Bitcoin had a Russian proxy. A straw maybe from us. Then of course, what if the pseudonym wasn't a pseudonym at all? Fake name. What if Satoshi Nakamoto was the investor's real name? Back in 2014, Dorian Nakamoto, who was a California academic and engineer, was also speculated to be Bitcoin's creator by Leah McGrath Goodman in a Newsweek article. The trail followed by Newsweek led to a 64-year-old Japanese-American man whose name really is Satoshi Nakamoto. His response, "I'm no longer involved in that, and I cannot discuss it," dismissing all further queries with a swat of his left hand, according to the article. However, these started what was a 2-month investigation that resulted in the conclusion that the Los Angeles resident wasn't the founder either.
The main reason I'm here is to clear my name that I have nothing to do with Bitcoin, nothing to do with developing. I was just an engineer doing something else. That's not me. I never communicated with Bitcoins.
More convincing than the name alone was the one Hal Finney. Yes, remember the person who mentioned earlier, the one who received the first Bitcoin transaction. Points for Hal? He was deeply involved in the Bitcoin community both before and after its launch. Interestingly, Finney also lived just a few blocks away from Dorian Nakamoto, the alleged inspiration for a pseudonym that Finney might have created. Coincidence? The evidence on this one is a little more compelling. So, we are covering all our possible suspects. Maybe that's the wrong terminology since creating Bitcoin was certainly no crime. We have to consider Nick Szabo, the creator of smart contracts who did so in 1996. The early cypherpunk was a friend to many in the Bitcoin circle and proposed a digital currency called BitGold in a 2005 blog post. His concept aimed to eliminate the need for third-party trust. Other clues. A stylometric expert drew the conclusion that Szabo's writing style was similar to known writings from Satoshi, and that both Szabo and Satoshi reference economist Carl Menger. But even with his contributions to the community, Szabo has also been ruled out as the creator of Bitcoin. Then in May 2020, Adam Back, a UK cryptographer, became another candidate for both his writing and coding style, and his involvement in the cypherpunk community.
Call me crazy, but if we dive deeper into Adam Back, more coincidences just start lining up.
Of course, despite a YouTube video making these claims, Adam Back himself was the one to refute these claims, saying coincidence and facts are untidy. Before you ask, authorities have gotten us a bit closer to finding us the answer. One trail in London looked at evidence suggesting that Craig Wright, a spunky Australian scientist, could be the founder. Just a few months ago, in February 2024, Craig Wright faced legal action from the Crypto Open Patient Alliance for falsely asserting himself as Nakamoto and even made the attempt to claim IP rights over the Bitcoin blockchain. The thing is, this attempt has since failed, and now the most we can conclusively say is Craig Wright is not Satoshi Nakamoto. And of course, Crypto Twitter was quick to call him out.
How identity worked in Bitcoin. I remember reading it, probably when I wrote it.
One user shared out this video claiming that #FakeToshi was caught slipping up. However, in a 2024 update, a wallet created by this still unknown Satoshi Nakamoto received some Bitcoin, which naturally sparked major speculation that the Bitcoin creator had woken up. So maybe he was just in hiatus after all, and the real Satoshi Nakamoto will stand up soon. So hamsters, now that we have you chewing up the clues, any guesses? Should we keep sleuthing? Thanks for watching. Subscribe and remember, hamsters have power. One for all and all for one. Bye!